love surprises.
This one is really good. I hope you can swim.
Alright, I'm in.
Okay,
Let's get going.
So we just arrived in Bangkok after a 3-hour flight on Thai Airways. Pretty good, by the way. I watched the Woody Allen film, laughed a whole lot, and had a really good dinner. And here we are on the way to Pattaya to go to a very large port to board one of the largest ships sailing in the Pacific right now, and that's the Royal Caribbean. Apparently they've got everything from ice skating rinks to swimming pools to rock climbing facilities to promenade decks, shopping, shows, you name it, they have it. It's literally a city. And I haven't told Kian here where we're going because it's supposed to be a surprise that we're covering it for Travelife magazine. So tonight, I got on the Royal Caribbean Cruises Voyager of the Seas, and my first impression of it was, wow, this is a city. And here's the model of it. Can you believe that this ship holds 3,800 guests? That's a lot of people, I can tell you. And if you look at it, there are 12 floors, and it's got literally everything from a solarium, a rock climbing wall, a beach, too many restaurants, cabins upon cabins, an art gallery, a casino, you name it, it's on this ship. One of the largest ships in the world. So we have our dining schedule all organized for us. Tonight we're here at the Carmen restaurant. Tomorrow Windjammer Cafe. And then back here tomorrow night because it's formal night. And on the last night, we're gonna go to a specialty restaurant on another floor. You've got to find your way there and not get lost.
My goodness, I think I have found my new home here.
I don't think you've found your new
this-
home actually. I think you've gotten lost in your new home. Didn't you
Yeah.
have a hard time getting to your room?
Actually, there's a lot to do, so I'm always hungry, and thank goodness that there's a lot of choices we have
How's
from
your fish,
different
by the way?
dining experiences. I love the fish, the sea bass with the squash.
Uh-huh.
It's really yum.
Good, huh? Bet you're gonna have a second helping of that.
I ordered.
Oh, you
I ordered
ordered a steak. Best of both worlds, huh? Wow. So, I'm here with Chef Andrew Norman, the executive chef of the Voyager of the Seas, one of the largest ships in the world. And I've just had the galley tour and seen exactly what they do here in this wonderful ship. And guess how many people they're cooking for this week, Chef Norman?
Well, this week we've got 2,886 guests and of course 1,200 crew. We can't forget the crew, so almost 4,000 people on board this week.
I can't even imagine just how he does it because I have trouble cooking for 6 people as it is. Chef Norman, how do you do it?
Well, I have a wonderful team. I have a fantastic team of cooks out there. I have 127 of them, and of course 80 galley utilities to support me with cleanliness of the galleys. So 200 people out there behind the scenes working very hard to do this.
Let me get this right. You have 127 cooks on board.
Yeah.
Wow, I wish I had a fraction of those at my home. But what's your work week like with your 127 cooks and your 3,000 plus guests?
Yeah, our work week is it's a 7-day week. We don't get any days off. And we're working, an average work day would be at least 10 hours, but we work up to around 12 hours a day.
And what is it like? I mean, how do you manage cooking for about approximately 3,000 to 4,000 people every day,
Well,
crew included?
Yeah, I have to manage it with the help, of course, of my management team. I have 8 sous chefs and executive sous chefs, who I'm in constant touch with around the ship, and they have various sections of the ship to look after, and I'm in constant contact with them, making sure that they're doing exactly what I need to be done.
Last question. Can you just impress us with some of the figures for this 3,000, 4,000 plus meal, 3 meals times 3,000 to 4,000 people?
Yep.
That's how many people we're cooking
Sure.
for, right?
My food bill each week is around $300,000 US. To give you some idea, we're using about 500 kilos of bacon every day. We use about 500 kilos of flour every day. We're using 300 dozen eggs every day. So busy chickens, you know, it's a lot of food. We're loading about 60 ton of food for a 7-day cruise.
Wow, can you imagine? Did you just hear all these numbers? And just to let you know, I'm not eating too much of that. This is Christine Cunanan for Travelife magazine on board the Voyager of the Seas of the Royal Caribbean. So Kian, what do you think of my surprise for you?
You know how to surprise, Christine. Thank you so much. This has been mesmerizing because I got lost with the size of this ship.
Isn't it amazing? 3,800 guests are actually on this ship, and that's not even counting the crew. It's practically a city.
That's right, and the activities are non-stop. So I can't wait for what's in store.
Speaking of activities, guess what? I've signed you up for a couple of them, including the Nintendo Wii Sports game.
Alright.
That's at 10:30. The shuffleboard tournament at 11:30. You're gonna be meeting a couple of very interesting characters all afternoon. And I've put you up for the mini golf and the tropical line dance. You've got to put the Travelife magazine flag up there and win a couple of games.
Wow, wait a minute. That's a lot of stuff to do. But
Yep.
I'm willing to do it even if some of those things I don't even know what it is, like tropical line dance. But what are you gonna do, Christine?
Little shopping and a massage.
Man, you got a hard life. You're giving me all these activities.
Yeah,
But I'm in for some sport.
yeah, and we're gonna have a good dinner afterwards. It's formal night tonight, so you're gonna be having a nice dinner, and then we're gonna have a show. And if you're still up for it, you can join the adult karaoke.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get on with it. We have a lot to do. So, what do I have up first?
You have the Nintendo Wii Sports and the shuffleboard tournament.
Okay, I'm off.
Let's go.
I'll see you later.
See you later.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
So here I am in Bangkok, and we're about to set sail on the Royal Caribbean's Voyager of the Seas on the way from Bangkok to Singapore. The journey will take about 2 days and 2 nights, and we're set to arrive in Singapore at 7 a.m. 2 days later. And in the meantime, there's so much to do on this huge ship. In fact, it's supposed to be one of the biggest ships in the world. Can you imagine? 3,800 people can actually stay on this ship. And every day, every minute, every hour, there's something to do. But for now, we're gonna sail, and I'm gonna be right there watching it. So here I am, right in the heart of the ship, this massive mammoth Voyager of the Seas of the Royal Caribbean. And I'm in the Royal Promenade, which is a really, really long avenue right inside the ship, which is lined with stores, cafes, boutiques, and even a red car like this. And in fact, if you look up later, and we're going to show you in the camera, you're going to be able to see that the top floors are lined with rooms, and a lot of the rooms look down into the Royal Promenade, and it looks pretty fine, I think. So I'm going to take you on a tour of the Royal Promenade now, and you're going to see just exactly what there is to buy or drink or eat in this massive, massive part of the Voyager of the Seas. So I'm here with Gordon, the very entertaining cruise director of the Voyager of the Seas. In fact, I watched him last night and I just couldn't stop laughing. Gordon, you're just a live wire and a bunch of jokes, and yesterday's game was just about the most amazing game I've ever seen. Could you explain a little bit more about that game?
The game show is called The Quest. It is the wildest game we play on board, and we always leave it towards the end of the cruise because everybody knows everybody and everybody's willing to do anything.
And
you know?
how do you get them to do anything? Because I just saw them do practically anything and everything. Yeah.
You just lull them into a false sense of security. You start off nice and easy, and then you build it.
Wow. And what are the prizes for this do anything, do everything game?
Very little prize. It's not about the prizes, it's about the game.
Okay.
We give out gold medals, silver medals, bronze medals, but really it's about the game. It's about them getting involved in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, people are taking off their clothes for gold and silver and bronze medals. I saw it last night.
Within reason.
Within reason.
Of course.
Now, what about the other entertainment on your ships, the Royal Caribbean cruises? What have been the most fabulous shows or the most fabulous things you've done so far?
We actually pride ourselves in the company with our entertainment. We have a huge, in Hollywood in Florida, we have a huge studio where we put all of our productions together. And right now, we are the only company that started putting together Broadway, West End of London shows and bringing them on board the ship. We have Chicago, Hairspray. We've just put on Saturday Night Fever, which is on the Liberty. And so we're bringing those shows on, as well as our productions and all of our headliner entertainers as well. Every single night in the theatre is a different show. Nowhere on land, in any theatre on land, would you have a different show every night. But we have a different entertainer every single night in the theatre.
Isn't that amazing? This is Christine Cunanan for Travelife magazine on board the Voyager of the Seas of the Royal Caribbean. I'm here on the bridge of the Voyager of the Seas of the Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, and it's one of the top 10 largest cruise ships in the whole world. And with me is the mayor of this entire city itself, Captain Tiger, who has very kindly agreed to show me around his domain. Actually, the whole ship is his domain, but this is his real domain. Captain Tiger, thank you very much for having me over here.
It's a pleasure to have you on board the Voyager of the Seas. So
You're commanding a ship with over 5,000 people, perhaps at one time.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
It feels very good, and of course it's humble to have this big responsibility also. The most important thing for a captain, as you know, on the ship is to make sure that we have a safe operation. That means the safety of all the guests on board, and the crew, and the ship.
And how long have you been a captain of a cruising ship?
I've been the captain on the cruise ship now for 10 years.
10 years?
And I'm a third generation from a small little island on the west coast in Norway. So I just followed my father. I started when I was 5 years old. And I've been in the company now for 20 years actually. It's very, very interesting. When we started, we had only a ship. When I started, we had only 6 ships, and now we have 43 ships altogether to all the companies.
Wow. Now, in your 10 years as captain of a huge cruise ship, have you had any interesting experiences you'd like to share with us?
Yes, we have. So, on a ship like this, it's just like a city. So I have had everything except a lady delivering a baby, I can say.
So far, none of that.
So that's not happened yet. But everything else, when it comes to normal life I have experienced. And of course, you have a lot of strange guests, a lot of strange questions from all over the world.
That's one. I belong there, by the way. And is it right for me to say that there's never a dull moment on the bridge?
That's totally right. It's never boring.
Never a dull moment, folks, on the bridge or actually anywhere in the Royal Caribbean cruise ship, the Voyager of the Seas. This is Christine Cunanan for Travelife magazine.